This new webcam is the revolution of webcams. From the build quality to the image quality, it has it all. I will go over everything in today's video, and let's take a look into this new OBSBOT Tiny 2 4K AI powered webcam. Let's go. So as you can see, this webcam has an ultra large 1/1.5 inch CMOS sensor. It has the 4K 30 capability, and it goes to 1080p 60 as well. You can take still images, you can do whatever you want with it. We're gonna check out the actual image quality in just a second and go over some of the cool features about this webcam. As you can see from the name, Tiny 2 is the second generation of the Tiny's lineup of OBSBOT webcams. It has 4 times faster focusing, AI tracking with auto zoom, dynamic gesture control, and voice control. The webcam starts at $329, which is definitely higher than most of the webcams, and you can even get yourself a used DSLR or a mirrorless camera for that money with the lens. But this webcam has everything, and I might even consider switching it for my full frame mirrorless camera, which is like over $3,500. That's how good the image is. Keep in mind that OBSBOT did send me this product for free. I'm not paid to do the review or anything like that, no cash in hand, but there will be links down in the description below where you can buy the webcam. If you get it from the official website, you can even save 5% with code AGENT, and you can get it on Amazon with my affiliate links, again, down in the description below. The webcam itself has this magnetic bottom, so you can attach it to whatever magnetic surface you want. And it even has this 1/4 inch mount, so you can mount it on whatever tripod or any other stand you want. So you can fit on everything. It's really, really nice. From the ports, it only has a USB-C port, and that's basically it. You don't need anything else. You do get a USB-C to USB-C cable in the box, but they offer you this cool USB-C to USB-A adapter, so you can plug it into any USB 3.0 port, as that's what they recommend for all the AI features without any lag. For you to use all the features and AI technology built into this webcam, you will need to download the OBSBOT software. That software can also give you the virtual camera that you can import to OBS and then use it into OBS or any other streaming software that you prefer. So as you can see in the software itself, you can adjust a lot of different things. You even have presets, so you can choose 3 different presets where if you click it, the camera will move to that point. It's pretty nice. You have the AI human tracking, which we will go over in just a second. But if you click on the top left camera icon right here, you can see the preview right here. So as you can see, this is my preview. I have the OBSBOT camera literally above my DSLR right there. So you almost have like the same angle. As you can see, this is the picture, the image quality, like straight up from the camera without any adjustment. This is all automatic. I'm using 1080p 30 right here. You can choose 4K 30 or even 1080p 60 or below. But the reason why I only have 1080p 30 and not 60 is because I have HDR on right here in the image. I will go over that in just a second. Like I said, this camera has HDR as well, which is super nice. But let's go over the things in order, and let me show you how the software works and how you can actually use it, right? So in the presets tab, you can add different presets. Like I said, if you click on this add button right here, this is my preset 1. And now if I scroll down, I have the gimbal and the view, and I can literally choose like this area, and I can zoom it in. Like this is my dog right there in the bottom. I can choose my dog, and I can click preset 2. So now if I go back to preset 1, it will go back to where I set that preset. And if I go back to preset 2, it will go in and zoom into my dog's leg. So let's go back to preset 1. Let me, show myself over here. And then they have the AI human tracking, which is a, unique thing about this webcam and what sets it apart from all the other ones, right? It has a 2-axis gimbal that can go pan and tilt, very nice. And then you have the different zone tracking right here. You can enable the zone tracking if you want. You have the standard and motion. Motion is used if you move a lot, if you do like a fitness stream or, fitness video, you need your camera to move really fast and focus really fast. That's what motion is for. I'm going to use standard because I'm using standard, right? I'm not moving too much. If you enable normal tracking, it's actually going to track my face. So if I move, it's going to move with me, right? It's pretty dope, pretty nice. It shows everything, and it usually puts my nose in the center of the screen. And then whenever I move anywhere, it tries to go over my nose. So I'm gonna disable normal tracking. Now when I move, my webcam doesn't move, right? Pretty nice. Then you have the upper body, which it will only focus on your upper body. So no no matter where you go, it will zoom in and it will try to track your upper body. Then you have a close-up, which just closes up on your face. Wherever you go, it tries to zoom in on your face, as you can see right here. Pretty nice. Then you have the headless, which is a bit of an interesting mode in this camera, right? So if you enable headless, it will just do this. You can imagine what this is gonna be used for, right? I'm not gonna say anything. You just use your imagination. And then you have the lower body mode, which again, do I really need to explain anything? It does what it says, right? You can imagine what that's gonna be used for or not, whatever. Let's go back to normal tracking. Let me go back to my face over here. Give it a second. It's gonna go back, zoom in, and then zoom out in just a second. If that doesn't work, sometimes it might be struggling. Let's go back to preset 1, and it should give us the normal preset that we have for our scene right here. Over here, you have the AI modes as well, which then you have like desk mode, which is super sick. Right now, that's not really gonna work the best as I have it set on my camera. There's not really a desk below it, but if I click it, it's going to like give us the screen from the bottom and it's gonna flip it. It's not gonna look too good in my case, but as you can see, this is what it's supposed to look like. This is my camera lens, so that's why it looks like that. But you can see right here, if I had it right above my monitor or right above my actual first part, it would be good, right? Because I don't, that's why it's like that. Whiteboard is used if you have a whiteboard. It's actually just gonna focus in the center of it and showcase the whole whiteboard in the scene. So if you use like a presentation or you do like a school stream or something, you showcase something, it can show you the whole whiteboard. You can draw on it and it will focus on the whole thing. You also have this hand mode, which then if you just choose your hand, it will literally follow your hand wherever you move it. Pretty nice, right? I like that. As you can see right here, it moves it everywhere. And if I disable that, it goes back to normal. I don't know why it keeps on zooming in my face like that. But yeah, that's also a thing. Then you also have a group, which if you have friends, I don't. But if you have friends, it's going to focus on the whole group. It's going to follow the whole group. You have view and gimbal, and you can move your camera manually as much as you want. So you can zoom in. You can go like medium, narrow, or, wide angle lens right here. It gives us the 85 degrees FOV, which is, way more than I need. I feel like if it goes wider, it just kind of ruins the image. I like it like this. I don't want it any wider than this. If we go to image, you have a lot of different things. HDR was added in the latest update, which was literally a few days ago. So this is like the perfect timing for this video. You have the HDR mode, and if I disable it, you can see the difference in the image, right? Let's try to disable it. Let's see what it does. So as you can see, once we disable HDR, there's way more noise in the picture, I'd say. And there's also like my face is blown out. The image is just a little bit more soft. It's overexposed. The light is definitely like struggling over here. I have a very challenging, lighting in my room, so it's very hard to adjust to it. That's why I'm using this full frame for it. You can adjust the focus as well. So it has the actual real focus, not like this digital crap. So if you disable autofocus, you can just move the slider like on your lens and you can adjust the focus as much as you want. This is focusing on my face right now because of the face mode. But if we go to global and let's test out the actual autofocus, if we do this, you can see right here how fast it focuses. Go back, boom, boom. It's really, really, really fast. So really fast autofocus. That's like a very, very good thing about this webcam as well. A lot of webcams struggle with the focus, especially in low light conditions like here. You have the exposure. You can set it to auto, or again, face, global, compensation, whatever. If I disable auto, it will give us more options, for shutter speed, for ISO. If you know what ISO is, if you know what shutter speed is, if you're into photography or videography, you can adjust these manually, or you can just go to auto and it will do the auto exposure. There's also the anti-flicker for 50 hertz and 60 hertz. That's if you have the lights that are flickering somewhere in the background. If you have cheap lights, you can adjust these. This is the EU, this is the US version. For white balance, you can adjust the white balance automatically. This just gives me this like green tint on my face, and I'm not really a big fan of it. So I go to 5500 Kelvin for the white balance. Again, you can adjust it as much as you want. Then you have the image where you can go to like contrast, saturation, sharpness, and hue. Again, you can go this, or it can be Shrek. You know, I can be a Shrek if I want. If I click this reset button, it resets everything. I will enable HDR for this part right here, as I don't really like this image right now. This is something I can definitely use for my footage. The only problem is, like, the only thing that I notice is the light being a little bit like the highlights are definitely gone over here, and it's like destroying the light on the side. So that's something you should be aware of even over here. You know, it's a webcam. It's trying its best in this challenging situation. So it has a built-in microphone as well, as you can see over here. So if you ever use a webcam as your microphone, which you shouldn't, but if you do, it has a pretty decent sounding microphone and you can use it just like that. What you also have is the beauty mode, which is a bit of an interesting one. You have the background blur. For the beauty mode, they do say that you should have at least an RTX 2060 and above GPUs, because this is very hard on your GPU. You have the background blur. That's something that, you know, NVIDIA offers as well in their GPUs. So like you have this like blur level you can adjust if you want this like fake shallow depth of field, which in my opinion, I'm not a fan of that. I don't like this fake stuff. So I always have this turned off, but if you do want it, there's always an option. Then you have this retouch option, which is very interesting. If you click native, it's gonna adjust my face. So I can actually look pretty nice apart from right now. So you can adjust your face, as you can see right here. You have all these different modes. You can change them up if you want. I'm not gonna use any of this stuff. But then you also have like body slim. So I'm not gonna be this fat anymore. I can have my head smaller, pretty nice. You know, legs and waist and shoulder and head. As you can see, I have a small face, but a big head. Very nice. We're gonna go back to 0 on these. We don't wanna touch these. And then you have the filters. These are like these Instagram kind of filters. You're right, you have like nature, fresh, whatever. I don't really want to use that. Again, it doesn't fit me. But if you do any kind of beauty streams or beauty videos, this might be helpful for you. In the more section, you have this auto sleep feature. And what that does is after a 2 minutes or 30 seconds or 10 minutes, it goes to sleep, right? It lowers your webcam down, and then your webcam won't, you know, spy on you or anything like that. It has this like this privacy feature, pretty nice. You can even use voice commands, which we will go over in just a second. And you can use sleep backgrounds for it in case, you know, when it goes to sleep, it can play like a video or a static image or whatever you want. You know, that's if you enable auto sleep, or you can just go to sleep manually by pushing the camera down, which is a very unique feature that you can see on the screen right now. In the gesture control, what this camera offers is, like I said, the AI tracking and all these gesture controls. So if I put my hand like this, it will actually enable and disable human tracking. So right now, the tracking is on. If I put my hand like this, it will flash green and it will turn off the human, you know, gesture control, human tracking. So no longer will follow me around. They also have this zoom and dynamic zoom, where if you use your hands like this and like this, they will actually zoom in and out of the frame. So you can adjust the zoom factor, you know, 2 times or more. You have the direction flip if you want. And then you also have the voice controls, which is actually super nice. The camera does, you know, use the microphone, so it does listen to you every time you say something. You can choose the language, either Chinese or English. Right now, if I say, track me, it can actually track me wherever I go. And if I stand still and I say, unlock me, it actually stops locking onto me and it doesn't follow me anymore. I can also say, zoom in closer. It actually zooms in closer to me, and I can say, zoom out further. It just zooms out. Pretty sick. You can say hi tiny to turn it on, and also sleep. And then the word to make it go to sleep. I'm not really gonna do that right now, but you can use those to like turn it on and off. Pretty nice feature. You don't even need to like go to the, you know, reach out to the webcam. You can just say the word and it goes off. They also have the initial position where you can have the position, you know, every single time. So like that's like a main position for the webcam and the gimbal and everything. And they have the audio You can, again, for the webcam microphone, you can have the microphone status during sleep, like on and off. You can have the noise reduction in case you have some bad noise when you do use the microphone. You can actually have it reduce the noise or not, and then you have the automatic gain in case your microphone is too quiet. You can also use the image flip, and it just flips or mirrors the webcam out. So in case you don't like this side of the face, you can go for the other side, whatever you want. And then you have the view and gimbal reverse, which you can use to when you're moving in that gimbal area, in that joystick. You can have it reversed in case you are, used to that. And again, over here, you have the firmware version, which you should update every single time there is one, because they add a lot of new features and they improve a lot of different things that already exist. So for $329, is this webcam worth it? In my opinion, I think this webcam is fantastic for what it offers and what it gives you. You have choices from the AI tracking, the 4K 30 resolution, 1080p 60 as well, a very nice and big sensor that is really good in low light as well. You have the voice tracking, you have all these, the 2-axis gimbal, you have all these different features that obviously cost a lot of money, and for them to implement it into this small, tiny form factor, it's actually pretty sick. Here you can see the side-by-side comparison. Left is the OBSBOT Tiny 2 4K, and right is my Sony a7 III mirrorless webcam. Again, full frame, so not really a good test. But over here, you can see the difference, the color-wise, and everything else. This is with HDR on, and if I disable HDR, this is how it's gonna look. This is how it looks like with HDR off. The white balance is set to 5400 Kelvin, and the exposure is -0.3, so it doesn't overexpose my face. Everything else is default. This is how it looks like with HDR off, and this is how it looks like with HDR on. So this is the difference. I will get my exposure reset, and again, this is no LUTs, no filters, no nothing. This is how it looks like straight from the camera. I think it's pretty nice. Obviously, this is a full frame camera, so the difference is massive. But for a small form, tiny webcam, I think the image quality is fantastic. I'll be testing it out even more and using all these different features, every single day. I'm actually considering replacing this full frame camera of mine for the small Tiny 2 4K webcam. This thing is just massive, it's heavy, it's bulky, and this is such a small webcam that can go anywhere, and it does the job just like my full frame. So there's no point of even using this expensive $3,500 camera for these kind of videos anymore. If you got this far into the video, make sure to drop the like, because if you did get this far, you obviously liked the video. If you haven't already seen my other AI videos, make sure to check them right here. And if you don't already know, I do stream on Twitch 3 days a week. Link is down in the description below. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out and have a good one. Bye-bye.